We are the manifestation of humanity's deepest fear.
Jogo, do you hear yourself right now?
Our existence is not a symptom. It is a verdict.
Why fight the mountain when you can move the ground beneath it?
You want me to admit you got to me?
What makes you so certain there'll be enough?
I am Satoru Gojo. Now, I was told I'd be sitting down with some formidable opponents today. I'm trying really hard not to laugh right now. I've got time. Well, actually I don't, but for entertainment purposes, sure. Cursed spirits are not a threat to humanity. You are a side effect. Proof that humans carry so much inside them that it spills out and takes shape. That's not threatening. That's actually kind of sad.
Sad? You think we are sad? We have brought sorcerers to their knees. Entire villages wiped out. Trained fighters reduced to nothing. And you sit there calling us a side effect?
I mean, yeah. That's exactly what I'm calling you.
We are the manifestation of humanity's deepest fears. We are special grade. We are
Being stopped repeatedly by humans. The very species you're calling helpless.
by you. Only by you. You are an anomaly. A freak. You don't even count as a normal human.
You just called me a freak of nature to win an argument about whether humans are capable. Jogo, do you hear yourself right now?
The point is, you won't be here forever. When you're gone, there is nothing standing between humanity and total annihilation. They are fragile. They are temporary. One person holding the entire world together is not strength. It is proof of how desperately weak everyone else is.
Okay, that's actually a fair point. Which is exactly why I've spent years training the next generation. Yuji, Megumi, Nobara. People who'll keep fighting long after I'm gone. A threat that requires a backup plan isn't really a threat, Baldy. It's just a scheduling problem.
I hate you so much.
I know.
Jogo argues with emotion. I will argue with something older. Before humans existed, there was balance. Forests grew without being burned. Oceans moved without being poisoned. Every living thing took only what it needed. Then humanity arrived, and they named everything, owned everything, consumed everything. And from that consumption, we were born.
So, your argument is that humans don't deserve to exist because they disrupted nature?
My argument is that their disruption was never random. It was consistent, relentless. Across every generation, every civilization, the pattern never changed. We are not a side effect of a mistake. We are the result of a pattern.
Every generation also produces sorcerers, though. People who stand up and push back. That's also a pattern.
A pattern of cleaning up what should never have been made dirty to begin with. Humanity has existed for thousands of years, Satoru Gojo. And in all that time, they have not stopped producing us. Not once. New fear, new grief, new hatred. Every single generation, without fail. We do not appear because humans are weak. We appear because humans have not changed. Our existence is not a symptom. It is a verdict.
A verdict that keeps getting appealed and overturned.
Not overturned. Delayed.
Maybe. But generation after generation, they're still here, still fighting, still choosing to protect each other, even knowing what's out there. If this is a verdict, it's not looking great for your side. No cursed spirit alive, or dead, has ever genuinely made me feel threatened. Not even close. You've all had your shots. And here I am, untouched.
Untouched. That's an interesting word choice. Tell me, Gojo, where were you when Junpei was dying?
Careful.
I'm just asking a question. You say no cursed spirit has ever threatened you. And technically, you're right. I never tried to kill you. Why would I? You're untouchable in a fight, so I fought somewhere else. On a battlefield you couldn't defend, and you arrived just in time to watch. Wasn't that its own kind of defeat?
That wasn't a fight. That was you hiding behind someone who couldn't protect himself.
And yet it worked. Your hands were shaking, weren't they? The strongest sorcerer alive. And all it took was one boy you couldn't save. I didn't need to threaten you, Gojo. I just needed to show you the one thing infinity can't block.
You want me to admit you got to me? That's genuinely funny. But let's be clear about what you actually are, Mahito. You didn't beat me. You couldn't. So you found someone with no way to fight back, and you used him to get a reaction out of me. That's not strategy. That's cowardice, dressed up as philosophy.
Or maybe it's just efficiency. Why fight the mountain when you can move the ground beneath it?
Because the mountain is still standing.
Infinity protects you perfectly. But your students, your allies, all those people you care about, they're wide open. And someone patient enough just has to wait for the right moment. You can't be everywhere at once, Gojo.
No, I can't. Which is exactly why I don't fight alone anymore. My students aren't just people I'm protecting, Mahito. They're people I'm building. And the stronger they get, the smaller your openings become.
And if they're not enough?
Not enough? Yuji, the same kid you used to mock, looked you in the eyes and made you feel something you'd never felt before. Fear. So pure and overwhelming that the curse who spent the whole series traumatizing souls turned around and ran. You had every answer about the human soul, Mahito, except the one that mattered. Not enough, right. Cursed spirits existing is proof that humanity still has room to grow. You were never the end of humanity's story. You were never even close. And that's exactly why you will never replace them.
A beautiful sentiment, truly. But sentiment is not history. I have lived for over 1,000 years, Gojo. I have watched civilization after civilization make the exact same claim, that this generation will be different, that this time humanity will grow past its failures. They never do.
And yet here they are. Still standing after 1,000 years of you pulling strings from the shadows.
Still standing, yes. Still growing? That I would debate. Cursed energy output increases every generation, which means fear increases, hatred increases. The very emotions that birth cursed spirits, intensifying. You call that growth?
I call that a species feeling more deeply than ever before, more connected, more aware of what they stand to lose.
Or more fractured than ever before. You're remarkably optimistic for someone who watched the jujitsu world, the very institution built to protect humanity, collapse from the inside.
Fair, the institution failed, but the people didn't.
When Satoru Gojo was born, the entire world rebalanced. Not humanity, not jujutsu society, the world. And you call that proof of humanity's strength. I call it a confession. They didn't survive because they grew, Gojo. They survived because you existed. Remove the anomaly, and everything they built, everything you're so proud of, collapses. One man holding the balance of the world isn't strength. It's dependency, dressed up as hope.
Or it's proof that humanity is capable of producing something that can shift the balance of the entire world. And if it happened once, it'll happen again.
Humanity. Yes. Let's talk about humanity. You place everything on individuals. Your entire philosophy rests on the shoulders of a handful of teenagers. Yuji, Megumi, Nobara. Bright, capable, I won't deny that. But individuals are fragile, unpredictable. History doesn't remember the ones who almost changed everything. What makes you so certain they'll be enough?
Because I've seen what they're made of. Yuji lost everything and still chose to protect strangers. Megumi carried the weight of impossible decisions and didn't break. That's not fragile. That's exactly the kind of growth you've spent 1,000 years telling me isn't possible.
1 generation. Hardly a pattern.
Every pattern starts somewhere. You spent a millennium experimenting on humanity, manipulating it, trying to evolve it on your own terms. You don't obsess over something you think is worthless. That tells me everything. You just couldn't stand that it wasn't yours to control.
だって君弱いもん。